Hi, I'm Carrie Drazek, producer, writer, actress of Tulips, and you're watching TBAE.
The following program is made possible by the support of the Arts Council of Hillsborough County and the Hillsborough County Board of County Commissioners. This is a TBAE Network original series.
Hi, I'm Mary Rachel Dudley, and you are watching the Filmmaker Spotlight of Tampa Bay Arts and Education Network at Gasparilla Film Festival 2016. We are so excited because we have Carrie Drazek in the house. Hi, Carrie. Tell us about your film.
Hi, I'm Carrie Drazek. I am a producer, writer, and actress in Tulips. Tulips is about two best friends battling perimenopause, one afraid that gravity has now affected her vagina, and she needs to address this issue, while the other best friend has a serious drop in estrogen and battles the symptoms that come with that.
Sounds like so much fun, and we're going to watch it right now. Stay tuned because we're going to have a Q&A with Carrie when we get back.
Feeling tired and worn out? Has age, children, and gravity taken its toll? Sometimes all we need is a lift. Or a tuck. Do your flaps feel like flip-flops?
I now do labiaplasty. Call me for a free consultation, and the man in your life will thank you.
Oh my God.
Tiptoe to the window, by the window, that is where I'll be. Come tiptoe through the tulips with me.
If you're just tuning in, you're watching the Filmmaker Spotlight on Tampa Bay Arts and Education Network, where we are standing with Miss Carrie Drazek of Tulips. Carrie, that was awesome.
Thank you.
Carrie, tell us about what inspired the story.
I was inspired after sitting with one of my very dear friends who plays Kimberly in the movie. Her name is Lorraine Ferris, an amazing actress, and we would have these amazing girl conversations. And, you know, I realized that people, we felt like people weren't talking about some of the things that we were talking about, and I'm like, you know, this is great, and I really wanted to work with her, and so I just started writing this for women that needed to address issues in perimenopause.
It's kind of the things your mom doesn't tell you about.
You know, my mom says that she didn't have any symptoms, and I don't believe that when I think back, because there's many different kinds of symptoms. But anyway, yeah, I didn't know anything about it, and when it started to affect me, I was very intrigued that this is something people are really uneducated about. And there's a lot of funny things about it, but it's also, it can be very difficult. And so what Tulips is great because it's funny, and hopefully it will just create awareness about things that people do need to talk about.
That's a great thing to strive for as a filmmaker, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about writing. How long did it take you to write Tulips? And then also producing, how long did it take you guys to shoot front to back from inception to completion?
Well, that is a powerful question to me because the film is 13 minutes and 50 seconds, and it took 3 years to make. I started writing the film actually in 2011, and we shot it in 2013, and post-production took quite a while. I started working on the idea in 2011, and I was prolific with it. I had so much material that I didn't know whether to do a series or a short film or a feature film, or episodic. So I was talking to Lorraine, and we were talking about who do we want to direct this, and she says, well, I have this amazing friend who is a director and a writer, and I said, ooh, this is good. So she introduced me to Whitney Hamilton, the director, who is an amazing writer as well. And together we actually shaped this screenplay into a short film. And I think the best thing about that too was that Whitney's sense of humor and my sense of humor are, we connect, but they're also very different. And that balance was something that I was very excited about.
So now that you're talking about Whitney, tell us about your crew. Was it all female? Did you have some token males in there? And how did you assemble your crew outside of who you just talked about?
The crew was almost all female.
Woot woot.
Our DP, Jill Sager, amazing, from the Tampa Bay area, but we were all in New York, working in New York. We did have Kevin Kelly, our lighting, sort of did a lot, work with camera, lighting, and different things like that as well. Sound person was male, but almost everybody else, women, and it was pretty cool, and we had a lot of fun.
And they say that comedy is a lot harder to write, produce, and direct than drama. Did you find that?
I don't necessarily agree that it's harder to write, because I feel like comedy, like drama, should come from a place of truth. Mm-hmm. I do feel that comedy has a different rhythm and is much quicker with pacing, and I do think that element is something that needs to be considered in the writing as well as when directing, because that pacing is critically different.
And you also direct too. Haven't you directed other projects?
I do. I have 2 other films that are just about out of post-production. One is called Pharmacopoeia, and hopefully you'll be hearing more about that at another time. And another one is Deposition, both comedies, both shorts, and we'll let people know where they can see it when it's ready.
We look forward to that, and we need more comedy, so we're so thankful that you're bringing us comedy. Carrie, what advice would you give for aspiring female filmmakers or just filmmakers in general?
I think the best advice is probably the hardest thing to do is to trust your own instincts, but keep an open mind, listen to what everyone around you has to say, and those that have more experience will give you so much wisdom, but don't underestimate your own intuition as an artist. That's what I would say.
That's great advice. Is there anything else you want to share about Tulips before we cut?
I really I'm very excited about Tulips. I hope that Tulips really starts to create conversations and about plastic surgery, how far you go with it, if it's for you or someone else or whatever, and also the issues of menopause, not just for women, but it's not addressed in this film, but menopause, andropause is what it's really called.
Wow.
And just have fun, talk about these things, and maybe people can find solutions, because there's so many different options out there of how to deal with the symptoms that come up that can be very uncomfortable.
You know what? You might want to think about writing a book. There's some food for thought in your spare time. What was the funniest thing that happened while you guys were shooting Tulips? I'm sure there were many.
Well, I think it's probably different for all of us. For me personally, there's a shot where I unzip my pants, and the camera accidentally caught something. So for me, that was funny and embarrassing. But I think I think what was not just funny, but what was amazing is the energy between all the actors, and everybody had fun. And I don't know, it was just amazing. Tulips family.
We are so glad that you brought Tulips to us, and we're going to enjoy it for many, many, many times to come. Thank you, Carrie Drazek, and thank you for tuning in to the Filmmaker Spotlight.
Thank you.